Okay, so what is STP? STP stands for Spanning Tree Protocol. This is a protocol to whenever you are working with layer 2, there is many chances that you are having a loop. So to avoid that loop, this STP, we use STP or Spanning Tree Protocol. So how this works? There are multiple type of STP. Normally, the starting which is with 802.1D, that is a common spanning tree. Then there is per VLAN spanning tree. Normally, this per VLAN spanning tree we use normally in normal scenario, we use per VLAN spanning tree. There is one rapid spanning tree that is for fast. In common spanning tree, it takes too much time. So to speed up that process, this rapid spanning tree was introduced. As this common spanning tree was for all VLAN, but after that the per VLAN spanning tree is for for per VLAN. Same way, rapid spanning tree, there is one option with rapid spanning tree, that is rapid per VLAN spanning tree. And lastly is MST or multiple spanning tree. So we will start with common spanning tree. Then we will see what are the difference between other spanning tree flavors. Okay. So suppose we are having this network topology where there are three switches: switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. Okay, if this is a person, Arvind, who wants to have a communication with, he is sending a broadcast message. A broadcast is a message that is floated to all the network. Means if a switch receives a broadcast message, then what he do? He forwards that broadcast message to all its ports except the port on which it is receiving it. Means if this PC wants to send something to this switch 3, if it is a broadcast message, then it will be sent to this Giga Ethernet 0x1 and Giga Ethernet 0x2 both. So it will send, as it is a broadcast message, it will send to both the ports. Then what will happen? Then on switch 1, it will again send to each ports except the port on which it is receiving, that is Giga Ethernet 0x2. So what will happen? This switch will have, it will also forward. So how the loop creates? This broadcast message will send to this switch 2. So on switch 2, what will happen? It will again send. It has received this broadcast packet from Giga Ethernet 0x2. So what he will do? He will again forward that packet to all its ports. So via this Giga Ethernet 0x1, this switch 3, which has originated that frame, broadcast frame, it will again receive that broadcast frame. Again, what he will do? This switch will thinks that it is a new packet coming from switch 3, which is having a broadcast message. So it will again forward this to the switch 1. So this way, this looping can happen in layer 2. I request all of you to mute your mic because some sound is coming. Otherwise, I have to. Hiren, please mute your mic. Okay. Sunil, your mic. You are connected only with your mic is not connected. Okay. So this way this loops happens. To avoid this looping, what STP do? STP runs and it blocks one of the port. Suppose you are sending it, it is having a multiple this two links. So what it will do? So what it will do? It is having two links. So with when we run STP, then one of the link will be blocked. So suppose this link is blocked, then what will happen? There will be a single path. Whenever this switch 2 wants to send, again the broadcast packet to this switch 3, the one of the port will be blocked. So there will be no loop. Just I will show you. When we run STP, then this will happen. This one of the path, this is the one-way path. There will be only one-way path. Suppose it has sent something to this switch 1, it will send broadcast to this one, and this switch 3, switch 2 will, when it will send that packet to this port, but this is blocked due to that STP. Okay. So this way we avoid the loops with STP. So there are some terminology which you must know before proceeding further. One is Bridge Protocol Data Unit, that is BPDU. BPDU, it is a, with this BPDU, whenever we run STP, this BPDU are exchanged firstly. So in BPDU, what's happened? In BPDU, there is one root bridge ID. Root bridge ID means root bridge is combination of two things. One is priority value and another is MAC address. So MAC address we cannot change by whenever you purchase a switch, then it is having some MAC address by default. So you cannot change, but you can change. What you can change? You can change this priority value. So whoever is having the lowest bridge ID, it will be selected a root bridge. So firstly in STP, one root bridge election is there. Okay. There will be a root bridge election. So what will happen if we are having these three switch, then they will select one switch as a root bridge. And what is the criteria to select that root bridge? That is this bridge ID. What is bridge ID? Bridge ID is having two fields. One is priority and other is MAC address. So you can set priority, you can change that priority accordingly. You can make the switch as a root switch, or by default it is having a fixed value. By default it is having a fixed priority value, that is 32768. This is by default. Okay, so you can change this. So if you want some other switch to become a root bridge, then you can change this one. After selection of root bridge, what will happen? Each root bridge is having, so each root bridge is having a root port. All the ports which are connected to this a switch. Suppose this switch 1 is selected as a root bridge. Then what will happen? These ports, this fast Ethernet 0Y, all the ports in a root bridge or root switch is having, all ports are called designated port, and that all links will be in forwarding state. Okay. Then what will happen after selection of root bridge? Then there will be, in non-root bridge, what will happen? There will be a root port selection. Suppose we have selected this as a root bridge. Then on switch 2 and switch 3, there will be a root port selection. How to select a root port? Then it's to selecting a root port, it calculate a cost. That is the link cost. There are predefined costs. Suppose if you are having a 10 Mbps connection, the link cost will be 100. If another is having a 100 Mbps, its cost is 19. 1 Gbps, its cost is 4. 10 Gbps, its cost is 2. This is predefined. You can check. You can change this cost with the command also. We will see that later on. So what will happen? If we have selected this switch 1 as a root bridge, then this switch 2 and switch 3 will select. He will check which port will become as a root port. Suppose this is having a gigabit, Giga Ethernet means it is having a cost of 4. Okay, link cost is 4. So with this way, when it is connecting to switch 1, it is having a cost of 4. Via it is, if it is connecting via this switch 3, then cost will be 4 plus 4, that is 8. So with this way, via switch 3, it is having a cost of 8. Whereas if it is using this link, then it is having a cost of 4. So it will select Giga Ethernet 0/2 as a root port. Okay. Same way, this switch 3 will also select a root port. So after that, each non-root bridge will select as a root port. Okay. So after root port selection, how this root port is selected? Lowest path cost to reach root. Okay. Suppose there is tie in between. Suppose think of this condition. When this switch 3 is having, if this is having, we are having such scenario that it is having equal root cost, then what will what it will select? How it will select that root port? It will send lowest sender bridge ID if there is ties in cost, and then if there is lowest sender bridge ID, yeah, so whichever is having lowest sender bridge ID, it will select that as a root port. If there is some the connection is coming from the same bridge, then it is having the same bridge ID. If there is also tie, then it will send, it will select another criteria is lowest sender port ID. Port ID is also a combination of port priority plus port number. Port number will be by default. You cannot change that port number, but you can change this port priority. So this way root port will be selected. When we will see this in lab, then you will understand this thing. Okay. Yeah, we will take that doubt if block port just blocking in coming traffic, or also for both incoming and outgoing, for both. Okay, we will cover up all the doubts at the last. Okay, so this way this firstly what it will do, it will select a root bridge. So how this root bridge will be elected, we will see the bridge ID. So which if this is the scenario, consider this scenario, which is this, we are having switch 1, switch 2, switch A, switch B, and switch C. So if you want that to select a root bridge, it will say it will check for priority plus MAC address. So priority, please mute your all the mics. Okay. So whenever we are having, just focus on this scenario. If this is the scenario where firstly we are going to select a root bridge. So how we will select a root bridge? Priority plus the MAC address, that bridge ID. Okay, that is combination of priority plus this MAC address. So who is having by default all priority is 32768. So there is tie. So now we will check who is having lowest MAC address. So it is having 0000 at the starting of its MAC address, which is less than, if you compare it with C and B, it is having lowest MAC address. So this switch A will be selected as a root bridge. So each port will be in forwarding state, that is designated port. So this switch will have this port and this port in forwarding mode. Okay, now we will come to this switch C. That non-root bridge will select as a root, one of the port as a root port. So if we want to reach to switch A, then this path cost, it is a 1 Gbps connection. The path cost from there is 4, and from this way having 8. So it will select this port as a root port. Okay. So if you will move further, you can find this notes on our website. So you need not to worry about notes. Just I have shared on chat box the link of these notes. You will find that on the link. Okay. So this will be the root port. Why this will be the root port? Because it is having lowest cost. This way it is having 8, and this way it is having 4. So this will be elected as a root port. Okay. In this switch B, also this is having 4 and this is having 8 cost. So this will be selected as a root port. Now come to this link. So this link, one will be in forwarding state and one will be in blocking state. So if you will see how to select these things, so it will see the cost is same with this port also, and this port also the cost is same. So what it will check which is having lowest priority, bridge ID. Bridge ID means if you will select 0030 and 000A, so whichever is having low, this is the lowest bridge ID. So this will be in forwarding state and this port will be on blocking state. So STB will put this port as a blocking state. Now it is having a single path. So now looping will not happen. We will see this on lab also. So to check STP, there are few commands. There is spinning tree. So firstly, we will make a scenario where we will take just I will just I am just in packet tracer I am taking 3 switches and I am connecting with this default link. I am connecting these switches. So now there are 2 redundant paths, one this way and one this way. So one path should be blocked. Whenever you are connecting this link, you observe these links. What will happen? After some time, few links will, all the links will come in green, means active, but one of the link will be in blocking state. Why that is in blocking state? Because STP, by default in Cisco, the STP runs. So STP puts that port on blocking mode. Okay, so now you can see all the ports are in green, but this is in blocking state. Why? We will see this. So to check, you need to configure anything, because it will by default run. If you have enabled that spanning tree, then it will by default run. So to check how this, what are the ports in spanning tree or who is root bridge, just type this command. So spanning tree. Here you will see it is saying that it is having priority 23769. Why it is so? Earlier I told that default priority is 32768, because this is running per VLAN spanning tree. I have told there are different flavors of STP. One is common STP, one is per VLAN STP. So it is using this per VLAN. In per VLAN, what happens? Whatever VLAN you are having, suppose we are having only by default VLAN is 1. So it will add one value, that VLAN ID value, to the default priority. Default priority is 32768. It will add that VLAN ID value, that is 1. If it is having VLAN 2, then this priority will be 32770. So it will add that VLAN number to the default priority value. So this is the value. Okay, you are able to see this packet tracer output na? Please please type in chat box if it is visible. Okay. Okay. So just we will continue. So what we have seen, this is the command. So this is it is saying that this priority value is 32768, and this bridge is root. So this is selected as a root. Why it is selected as a root? So to check this, we will check each priority value plus MAC address. So now we will check on switch 1. Here you can see this is the default priority value because it is VLAN 1, and this is the bridge ID. Okay, so it is having one port as a block port. Okay, and another is root port. Now I will come to this switch. So it is having one designated port, one root port. This means both ports are there, and this is having this priority value, and this is the MAC address. If you compare the priority value, all 3 switches having same priority value. So there is tie. Now we will select as a root bridge while comparing this MAC address. So this is 0030. Okay. So now if we will compare these switches, just I am opening one notepad. where we will enter these things. Okay, copy, just we will paste that one. Okay, this is the switch ID, bridge ID. Now we will check this one also. Copy. So if you compare these bridge ID, okay, then what will happen? Just check this one. So whatever is having lowest bridge, this MAC address, it will become root bridge. So in our scenario, this is the root bridge, which is having 0003. Okay, this is the root bridge. This is having this ID. Why? Because it is, if you compare 3, then 0030 is the lowest one. So this way, this root bridge is elected. Then after this, what will happen? After the root bridge, okay, after the root bridge, what will happen? If root port will be elected, so root port, how root port will be elected? Root port will be elected by seeing the cost. So from switch 1, cost is, this is 4, this is 8. So this will be the root port. And if you will see from switch 2, this is 8 and this is 4. So this will be the root port. And while comparing this one, this switch 1, cost is same to reach this root port while comparing this link. Then if you will see the lowest bridge ID, switch 1, if you will compare between switch 1 and switch 2. So switch 1 is having, switch 2 is having lowest bridge ID. So what will do? This will be elected as a root. This will be blocked and this will be selected as a forwarding or designated port. So this way the STP works. Okay, to check the command, these are the commands. Just I will show you. This is the command. Show spanning tree to check the root bridges. This is the command if you want to change priority value. By default, port priority value also, you can change port priority value also. You can change the each cost also, the path cost also. With this command, you can change these things. Okay, so now you can ask your doubt. If anybody is having any doubt in spanning tree, they can ask. They can unmute and ask. This is our site. I have just typed the site address where you can get the notes also. Okay, and this is our YouTube channel. Here in our YouTube channel, you will find in our playlist, you will find these things in our playlist also. When you will come to our YouTube channel, then there is a playlist named Cisco classes, free Cisco classes English. Here you will find different videos. So whoever is new, they can go through these videos so that they will will have synchronization between different students. So you can watch our videos. I will share the link of our just video also in chat box. I request all the person who are new, please subscribe our channel and we will send your contact details so that we will update you regarding next webinar. Or whoever is new, who is joined first time, they can join our next webinar. It will be from 12 o'clock. So if anybody is having any doubt, they can ask. We have different modes of how we teach in iEducation. There are different modes. One is with YouTube channel. You can watch our videos with YouTube channel. On weekend, you can attend our webinars. Okay. On weekend, you can and we are having this Facebook group also, Messenger group also, where you can, if you are having any doubts, you can ask there also. If in 24/7, you can ask that doubts you can enroll yourself with okay, you can enroll with us for that messenger group. For new members, after 10 minutes we are having another session. They can join us with the same credential. Somebody asking Sunday, it will be, the classes will be on Sunday or Saturday. We will intimate you. So that's why we are saying that please register your contact details with us so that we can update you. Okay. And the persons who has subscribed our Facebook membership, then we are having a different doubt clearing session for them also. Okay. Yeah, Noor, we are having as you have subscribed our Facebook Messenger, so we will have a separate doubt setting trainer sessions for you where we will explain the doubts about broadcast and collision domain. Okay. So we will Noor, we will share you details regarding that. Today it will be having that webinar, that doubt clearing sessions for the members who have joined our Facebook Messenger. So we will take the doubts there. Subnetting topic, we will cover it. Okay. This is the details of our next meeting, which will start after 10 minutes. So whoever is having the new candidates, especially this is for the new candidate who has joined first time, we will have this thing. And for the today also we will having a doubt clearing session. Who has joined our Facebook Messenger group, they can join it. Okay. If anybody is having any yeah, Noor, you can go, because we are having for new candidates only, we are having the next session. From this command, you can check, you can change the port priority also. Okay. Same way. With this command, you can change that by default priority. Okay. If you, it should be in increment of 4096. So by default it is 32768, but you can change with these commands that by default priority. So for STP, you need not to do anything because by default it runs. So you can, you need not to configure anything, but only the STP should be enabled. Okay. So rest all the things, it will be done by default. So with the show spanning tree commands, you can check all the command, all the things about STP, which is running on your switch. Just I will tell you. These are the topics which we have covered till now. We have covered about what are the different Cisco certification tracks, what is networking, IP addressing, subnet mask, default gateway, TCP/IP OSI layer, IPv4 header, broadcast domain, collision domain. This how to access a new device, VTP. We have covered VLAN also, and we have today we have covered about STP. So I will try. Last week I have promised, but I could not give you the more videos. But this week I will update more videos, and soon we are going to start that Palo Alto course also. We will update you regarding when we are having the classes for Palo Alto. Anybody who wants, they can register with us for that Palo Alto course also, firewall course. So anybody? I think nobody is having any doubt. So whoever is joined late, or whoever has joined late, or who wants to continue with our next session, they can join our next session, which is basically for newcomers who are joined first time. So after 10 minutes, we have shared that credential on your chat box. So you can join with that credential. Yeah, there will be CCNP. Actually, we have not, right now, we are not taking as a CCNA, CCNP or CCI. What our motto is to learn or ease the topics of networking. So we will come to that topic also. We will cover BGP, MPLS, other things also. We are not only limited to CCNA. Okay. So what our motto is to give you complete knowledge. So we will cover each and every topic of networking, whether it is comes inside CCNP or even few topics of CCI also. So thanks all for joining this session, and hope we will see you on next webinar also. We will let you know how we will connect it, whether we can arrange it on YouTube also, we can arrange that in GeoMeet also or Zoom. We will update you.